Jin School Ghost Japanese Ogre Face Screaming in Fear. Episode 2. As I ran and looked back, I saw no cat behind me, even though I had felt it following me. But when I turned around, an eerie silence took over. As I passed by the kitchen again, I felt a strange presence inside. Peeking in, I found no one there. Fear seeped deeper into my bones, paralyzing my mind. I wanted to wake up one of the other boys sleeping nearby, but something held me back. I sat back down on my chair. For a while, everything remained silent. But then, suddenly, a noise startled me. I turned my attention toward the sound. It was coming from the direction of the washrooms, as if someone was hitting the walls from inside. Let me tell you, those washrooms had been locked for a long time. I had tried to ask the older staff about them, but all they told me was that the water supply issue had led to their closure. However, deep down, I couldn't fully believe that explanation. Later, one of my friends, who had worked in the school before me, revealed the horrifying truth about those washrooms, which completely shook me. After learning about it, I no longer wanted to stay there, especially not for the night shift. But my friends had become like family, and leaving them felt difficult. So I decided to stay a bit longer. Over time, I managed to push the fear aside and return to normal. However, strange things began happening again. My friend finally told me the story behind the washrooms. He said it happened about 2 or 3 years ago, during the daytime. He was on duty when suddenly, he heard loud screams coming from inside the school. Rushing in, he saw a crowd gathered outside those very washrooms. Teachers and students were crying. He couldn't stand the suspense and asked them what had happened. At first, no one answered, perhaps too shaken to notice him. When he asked again, a teacher, sobbing, finally spoke. "She's inside." He asked, "Inside what?" She replied, "One of our students went to the washroom and never came out. A long time passed, so we sent another student to check on her. That girl returned, running and screaming. She could barely breathe and collapsed in tears. When asked what had happened, the terrified girl stammered, She's screaming from inside. She's saying, 'Let me go. Please let me go.'" Hearing this, my friend called out to the girl inside, "Are you okay? What's going on?" Silence. He asked again. Still no response. But when he called out a third time, his slightly raised voice demanding an answer. The reply that came from inside shook him to his very core. "To be continued."